What's going on, guys? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. My name is Matt, and tomorrow is the second preseason game. The Indianapolis Colts will be playing the Green Bay Packers. And what I wanted to do today was I wanted to talk about the things I'm looking for in this game. But before I do that, if you're new, if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon so you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like the video, smack the like button, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There is a link in the description down below. So here we are, second preseason game. It is home. It's against the Packers. We're getting closer to the start of the regular season, which is very, very exciting. And like I said, they're playing the Packers, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to share offensively and defensively things I'm looking for in tomorrow's game. And we're going to start on the offensive side of things. And first thing we got to talk about when we're talking offense is quarterback. Just like last week, I am looking for one of these two quarterbacks to show us that, hey, they might be the guy that can lead us to the playoffs. I want to see one of these two quarterbacks give us some confidence that, hey, the quarterback play actually isn't going to be all that bad, because heading into the season where it stands right now, I think we're in for another 8-win season, maybe a 9-win season if we're lucky, but I think it's pretty much going to be the same as last year, Like, we might win a game that, might surprise some people, but we're not going to win a whole lot of games, at least when it comes to being in a conversation to make the playoffs. So what I'm hoping for is one of these two, preferably both, but one of these two to say, hey, hold on a second, I can get you to the playoffs. When it comes to Daniel Jones last week, he wasn't terrible. Like, he wasn't awful, but he wasn't all that good either. Like, I know his completion percentage was under 50%, but guys, there were some balls that were dropped. And if they were caught, he would have had a higher completion percentage. So, yeah, we could look at the completion percentage, but just like a lot of us did with Richardson last week, we got to consider the drops as well. We got to add that into the completion percentage, because, we could say, hey, look, last year, Richardson's completion percentage was as bad as it was because there were drops from the receivers, which is true. There were definitely drops. You got to do the same thing with Daniel Jones. There were drops in that game for sure. But even though he had some good throws, he had some throws that were just not good at all. The first one I can think of is the one to A.D. Mitchell, where he was open. He was able to get some separation. He underthrew that really, really bad. Ended up being an incompletion. Threw the ball too high, threw the ball too low. Not good overall. He didn't look very crisp. And it wasn't even against the starters. It was against, the 2s and 3s. So there is that there. And then with Anthony Richardson, we didn't see much last week. So obviously, I'm not going to be super confident that he can be the guy. But that play that got him hurt, that's on him 100%. He's got to do a better job of feeling the pressure. And you know what he has to do? Okay, so he catches the ball. He's looking left, right? So he's looking left. He should also look right. He should look right as well. So that's something he's going to have to fix. And these are things that he should know by now. So I'm definitely a little concerned when it comes to Anthony Richardson. So if he can show us that, hey, I can do a good job of reading the defense, knowing where the pressure is coming from, okay, I'll feel a little bit better. But he's not showing that right now. I know he's having a really good camp, but show it to us in the games. Show it to us in the games, because that's where, to me, it counts more. I know joint practices are very important, but, when it comes to games, you got to do a good job in game as well. So there's that there. So what I'm hoping for with these two is one of them, or preferably both, show us that, hey, you should be a little more confident in the quarterback play. Second thing, let's talk offensive line. I need to see not just the starters, but the 2s and 3s show that, hey, we're going to protect the quarterback. We're going to open up holes for the run game. That's what we need to see from the offensive line, because last week didn't really feel that with the offensive line. They weren't all terrible, but they weren't particularly all that good as a unit. So hopefully, because we're going to see the ones play, or at least we're going to see most of the ones play tomorrow. but not just the ones with twos and threes. Hopefully, we see that, they can protect the quarterback. They'll play better. They're not going to struggle. But I am a little concerned about the offensive line. Number three is tight end. Look, we know who tight end one's going to be. We know who tight end two's going to be. I'm pretty sure Mallory is going to be tight end three because he's having a really good camp. And I haven't seen anything from him in games where I'm concerned about him. Like, he's looked good. Like, he's looked solid so far. Like, in his rookie season, he was solid. And I really feel like with this offseason, he's really solidified himself as tight end number three. But what I'm more concerned about and what I'm looking for is tight end 4 and 5, which I believe to be Andrew Ogletree and Jelani Woods. So what I'm hoping for is one of those two begins to separate and show that, hey, I should be the guy. I should make the roster, not the other guy. Because I do feel like they're going to sign 4 tight ends, not 5. So what I'm hoping for with either Woods or Ogletree is that they begin to separate themselves and show that, hey, I'm better than them. I should be tight end 4, or heck, I don't know, maybe they end up playing good enough to be tight end number 3. I don't think that's going to happen, but I have to see from either either from Ogletree or from Woods that they are tight end 4. They are creating that separation, and they should make the roster. And I'll tell you right now, assuming whoever ends up getting released, if they make it through waivers, they'll be back on the practice squad. I can't see either Ogletree or Woods just being left out. Like, they're going to make the practice squad. And look, we're probably going to see some injuries at different positions. That could happen at tight end. So we could see one of those two being elevated to the active roster. But like I said, I do think it's going to be 4, and what I'm hoping for and what I'm looking for is one of these guys begins to separate themselves from the other and solidifies himself as tight end 4. Now we're going to move on to the defense, and we'll start with the defensive line. And I want to see the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s. I want to see them show that, yeah, we can create some pressure on the quarterback. We can get to the quarterback. We can hit the quarterback. We can sack the quarterback. I want to see these guys go out there and get that pressure created, especially from the starters. I want to see Latu go out there and do it. I want to see Buckner if he's playing, Stewart if he's playing. I want to see the 1s go out there and consistently cause havoc for the offensive line and get pressure on the quarterback, which I think the starter is going to be Willis, if I'm not mistaken. That's just my assumption there. But I really do hope that we see the 1s especially create that pressure on the quarterback, win the pass rush, win that battle against your man. And then the same thing with the 2s. I want to see the 2s go out there, the 3s go out there and get that pressure on the quarterback. So that's what I'm looking for with the offense or defensive line. And also on top of that, not only create pressure, but do a better job stopping the run game. Because last week, their ability to stop the running backs was horrendous. It was awful. It was terrible. I did not like it at all. It was awful. If you've seen the movie Weapons, like the kids, they run out, the door opens, and they run out and they do their thing. That's what it was like. The offensive line was the door. It opened. The running backs were the kids, and they ran away. So I need to see them do a better job stopping the run. Because if they can't do that, look, I think our defense has some guys on there, but if you're not going to stop the run, it just makes it a lot easier for the pass game. So hopefully this defensive line shows that, hey, we can stop the run. We just had a bad day last Thursday. So hopefully we can create pressure and we can see this defensive line, 1s, 2s, 3s, and so on, stop the run attack. The next thing and the last thing I'm looking for in this game is I want to see this secondary, more specifically the cornerbacks, show just depth-wise that, hey, if we need to be plugged in, we're going to do a good job. Because in case you don't know, we have 55 corners injured. We have a lot of corners getting hurt. And as we have known and have seen in the past, cornerbacks, they get hurt on this team a lot. So we need our starters, whoever those are going to be, to go out there and play really good. But we also need to see the twos, the threes, so on and so forth, go out there, do a good job, and cause a lot of problems for the quarterback. So, and the receivers as well. So that's what I'm hoping to see. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new, if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button, click the bell icon so you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like the video, smack the like button, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, follow my Twitter. It's in the link down below. Thank you for watching. I've been Matt Bleed Blue. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other two videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.